Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Coffee with Craig, where we talk about all things firearms policy, politics, culture, media, you name it. We're talking about it right here on Coffee with Craig. So please take a moment, like and share the program so that your friends can know where the conversation is taking place. Also, if you have not already done so, please make it a point to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And in the case of YouTube and Facebook, make sure you hit the notification button. That way you'll get notified as soon as we go live, and you can participate in the live chat as the program is going on. Now, also want to invite you to please visit fpcgear.com. That's fpcgear.com. It is the place to get all of your Pro 2A swag. I'm talking t-shirts, coffee mugs, hoodies, stuff for your office, stuff for your home, even stuff to go when you're going out with the COVID. All of that is available right there. And the best part is every dollar that you spend goes right back into the fight for our right to keep and bear arms. So you can support the Second Amendment and you can look good doing it. That's fpcgear.com. All right, as you can see, we're still here in Michigan. We're still here in Detroit, Michigan. We are with LAID, Legally Armed in Detroit, and we are part of an event put on by Rick Hector and LAID that is about introducing women to firearms and the right to keep and bear arms. This organization for the last 2 days has been training women, and I mean a lot of women, bringing them in, providing them instruction, providing them with safety training, and then actually taking them to the range and showing them how to shoot and letting them shoot. It's been phenomenal. It's been a great experience. And with us, we have one of the organizers of this event, Miss Tanisha Moner. Tanisha, how are you doing today?
Great. How are you?
I am doing excellent. I am having a fantastic time. In fact, I am so excited that I'd like to hear how excited you are by speaking up a little bit.
I am totally and completely amped and pumped. We have had a great turnout once again. I live for this day. This event just makes my year every single year.
Okay, so now how many years have you been involved?
I joined this organization in the third year. So the third year they did 200 women. We had a goal of 200. That's it, just 200 women. And it seemed like a lot at that time.
So now, the reason why she says it seems like a lot is I wanted to tell you now how many women they've trained this year. So far. Day ain't over.
Yeah, I don't have the numbers from today yet. I do know that it's somewhere around 500. We got a long way to go.
Right.
Yesterday, we did 1,200 women. We had 1,200 women safely trained on how to operate a firearm in one day.
Now, I know that you're doing a lot of talking, so I'm going to ask you to get a little closer to the mic because I know your voice has been strained out there.
Explain it.
I'm going to tell you, this girl puts in work. She puts in work. She is the bomb. Now, just so they know, you're not just another pretty face.
Aww.
You're a pretty darn good firearms instructor.
I try.
No, I hear you more than try. I hear you do.
Well, I am. I'm an NRA Credential Firearms Instructor. I also hold a certification as a Chief Range Safety Officer. I have basic pistol, home firearm safety, a couple others. I'm not bragging, but
Look, stating what is not bragging.
Yeah.
But I think it's important for people to see that because, as I've said with some of the other guests we've had on, there is a stereotype of people who are involved in the shooting sports, people who are involved in the Second Amendment, and you don't fit that stereotype.
I know, because I'm not like the old gruff white guy who's like, with my Bible and my rifle, and I believe in God, and I got a rifle, but I'm, that
two out of three ain't bad. Two out of three ain't bad.
I got more than one rifle, maybe.
Oh, that's right. There you go.
But no, there is a certain stereotype associated where people think of gun ownership or people who own guns or people who support the Second Amendment and things of that nature as being, I'm so hoarse, I'm sorry people, but they think of gun ownership as belonging to one type of person, maybe two types of people. The Second Amendment belongs to everybody.
Right.
It belongs to everybody. So, yeah.
Well, especially when you consider that, I look back on it. If it weren't for, well, first of all, if it weren't for firearms, there would have been no Civil War. We'd still be slave. Well, I don't know that we still would be, but it would have taken a lot longer. But also, even in the civil rights movement, it was folks like the Deacons for Defense that stood by and supported the civil rights workers in the South.
Absolutely.
I always say, and well, I'm not the only one who says it, but the Second Amendment is important because it's the civil right that protects all others.
That's the reason it was second.
Right.
After your right to say what you want and express the way you want and worship how you want, you protect all of those rights with a firearm. There it is.
It for some reason, it's not a hard concept.
It's really not.
But for some reason, people have a hard time with that.
It's really not.
Now, let me ask you this. So,
Yes.
how does an event like this, do you think, help change that perspective that some people have? Because I'm guessing that for a lot of women who come, the Second Amendment may not necessarily be at the top of their list in terms of a priority.
It isn't. Most of these women have no idea or concept about how important the Second Amendment is. A lot of these women are holding firearms for the very first time. They have a multitude of different reasons for why they're here. Some of these ladies are here just to pick up a gun because they've never done it before and they're curious. Some are college students who are looking for something to do on a Sunday afternoon, Some are soccer moms. Some are women who are heads of their own households who are curious or interested in figuring out and finding ways to protect their own families. This is their introduction into that. This is where they learn whether it's something they want to pursue or maybe they want a dog, I don't know, but there are all kinds of reasons. Last year we had, it was the third year this lady came. The first year this lady, she was about my age. I won't tell you I'm in my 40s. But there was this woman, she came with her then 12-year-old daughter. 12-year-old was an amazing shooter, by the way. Had never touched a gun. But anyway, so this woman, she comes with her 12-year-old daughter. They had a great time. The next year, this 40-something-year-old woman came with her then 13-year-old daughter and her 60-something-year-old mother. Wonderful story, right? But wait, there's more. The third year, which was last year, and I don't know if they made it this year. I hope they do if they haven't. The third year, it was the 40-something-year-old woman, her then 14-year-old daughter, and then her other daughter who just turned 12, her 60-something-year-old mother, and her 88-year-old mother. It was awesome. What are their reasons? All those generations. Who knows? They had a ball on. It was great.
What I've found, and we've had a chance to interview and talk with, I've had a chance to talk with a lot of women who come, and I found that the more they've come, the more experienced they become, or the more they've gotten kind of into shooting, I've noticed the more important it seems the Second Amendment has come to them. And while a lot of these women, this is the first and probably going to be the last time that they're going to shoot. But for many of them, it's the beginning of a for lack of a better term, of a.
We have a lot of women from this event who will then go on and take concealed pistol license classes. And then they will start carrying firearms every day for their own personal protection purposes. So, you just never know where their journey's going to go. Last year, I can't find Rick. Last year, there was a young lady, and I'm walking in the parking lot, and she looks at me. You know how someone's walking towards you?
Yeah.
And you can kind of tell that they want to say something to you, but you don't know what it is they're going to say. But you know it's something of purpose, right? She looked at me. I thought she was angry at me. I'm like, uh-oh, what did I do, right? And she comes up to me. She goes, you. I'm like, uh-oh, there it is.
There it is. What'd I do? She
goes, I effing want to be you. I cried, real tears. I'm like, really? I'm just Tanisha,
Right.
But she wants to now become a firearms instructor. She's been coming to the event a few years, and she says that is her goal. It's on her list now. That's nice when you can inspire somebody that way. I think it's great.
And and the thing is that you think about the number of women that are touched at an event like this, and you know that she's not the only one.
I hope not.
she's not even, I don't even believe she's in the minority.
Right.
And that's phenomenal. And it's,
Yeah.
it's one thing to get in and talk to people about the Second Amendment, but the first thing, I always say, people don't care how much you know till they know how much you care.
Now they know about the Second Amendment.
Right.
Now they care about the Second Amendment because they understand that without it, we wouldn't be even here. Right. So they get those talks and they're starting to ask those questions, and I'm loving it personally myself. I think we're in a great space right now. Yeah.
The thing now is to kind of get them to tie the people that they vote into office with the policies that they vote for.
Right.
And start to make their right to keep and bear arms a priority.
Yes.
Because what they don't understand many times is that, they believe in the right to keep and bear arms, and they believe it's important, but if you don't put people in office for whom it is also a priority, in many cases,
Absolutely.
and for a lot of these people, they're going to try and take that right away.
Because a lot of people listen to sound bites about other people. This person is this, without doing their own research to find out what is that person's motivation who said this particular politician was this way. Because there's always a reason, you know, and I don't care which side of the aisle you sit on. There's always a reason that people say the things they say. So you need to research what's their motivation, or better yet, do your own homework. Don't vote for a politician who's, if you're pro 2A, who says, well, I'm not trying to take your guns away, but
but I'm going to take your guns away.
Then now you're voting against your own interests because perhaps you heard of one other issue that may be of interest to you that this person is pro. When you heard the but, it should have told you something.
I believe this, and I've said this multiple times, and I'll continue to say it.
Yeah.
I've talked to politicians who currently vote against the right to keep and bear arms, and for them, it's not a priority issue. But because their caucus believes that, because they believe that their constituents believe that, that's how they vote. And if they heard from their constituents that the right to keep and bear arms was a priority and that they wanted it protected, that they would, in many cases, would vote differently. So it's important for us to make those introductions. It's important for people, help people understand, because most of these policymakers, they don't understand firearms, they don't understand the technology, they don't understand the industry, they don't understand the culture, and they don't care to.
We had a politician who's running for an office here in Michigan. I will allow her to remain nameless, her. And she attended one of our events and had no idea what a red flag law was. And initially she goes, oh, I think it's a great idea, you should be able to get people petitioned and so on and so forth. And then when our attorney read what the bill actually consisted of, she goes, how could that possibly be legal? It's so wrong. I'm like, but you want to be the person who make these laws or be a person who's instrumental in the passage of laws, and you have no idea of what they even mean. If she doesn't know, how can her voters know without doing their due diligence? It's important. It is. It is
vitally important. Now, I want to make sure to point out, the person who inspired the person who started all of this, Rick Hector, very good friend of mine, very good friend of FPC in the program. How did Rick come up with this idea? Where did it come out?
First off, Rick is an amazing person. Like, I don't think there's another Rick anyplace. I'm biased. He's a really good friend of mine, but that's because he's an amazing person. Rick, 9 years ago, was watching our local news in Detroit. He saw a story. There was a woman who was viciously and brutally beaten and assaulted and murdered and left like trash in a vacant lot. Most people see the story and they say, okay, that's a sad story, right? Rick says, I wish this woman had a gun. Perhaps she would have had a different outcome. Somebody should do something. So Rick went back and forth with himself about somebody doing something. And eventually, after some time, I don't know, maybe a week, Rick goes, I'll do something.
Right.
So Rick went on social media. He talked to a couple of his firearms buddies. And went on, and they said, yeah, Rick, okay, whatever. Because that's what we do. We just say, yeah, okay, Rick, whatever. You know?
That's what we do, yeah.
We just say whatever. And so Rick went into social media and invited women to a gun range. He didn't set a number. He just says, hey, if any woman wants a free shooting lesson, meet me at this gun range on this day at that time. 50 women took him up on that offer. Rick has lofty ideas, so he was disappointed with 50. He was happy but disappointed. The next year, he set himself a goal of 100 women, and he and some firearms instructors got those 100 women trained. The year I joined was 200, which was a lot of women back then, back then. Okay, so we did 200 women, 300, 400, 500. I think we skipped 6. We either skipped 500 or we skipped 600. And then we went to 700. We skipped 800 as a goal. We went to 900 as a goal last year. We had some really bad weather, so we successfully trained 814 women last year. This year we got a 2-day event. Rick says 1,500. I think that's a great number. We're going to surpass 15. We've already surpassed 1,500 today. It's like, I told him last night, dude, we should do 2,000. Rick's like, you sure? Let's go, Tanisha. Let's do it.
Well, it's funny you tell that story about Rick, because Rick is the type of person where when something happens, he doesn't just sit around and moan and groan about it. He does something. I mean, what got him involved in firearms in the first place was he got robbed in his own garage. His own garage. Someone walked up and robbed him in his own garage, and he's like, oh, no, that ain't happening again. Right? He did something about it. And that's a message that I think everyone needs to hear, is the importance of, when you see a problem, there's a reason why I always say, when you're given a word, right? You're given a feeling or a motivation, something you feel strongly about something, there's a reason why. And that's because you're the one that's meant to do something about it.
Right.
So go do something about it.
Yeah.
Think about what it is and go do something. And the one thing you can say about Rick, if you say anything about Rick, you cannot say that he is not a man of action.
Absolutely not. Rick is a man who will get it done by any means necessary. He does not have a shy bone in his body. To do an event like this, oh my gosh, you have no idea the resources necessary to get an event done like this. Rick goes to whoever. Hey, I need this. This is what I'm trying to do. Give me 50,000 rounds of ammo in the middle of an ammo crisis. And they're like, okay, Rick.
Now, I know that there have been more than one individual organization in more than one state and locality that have been interested in trying to get you guys to help them do this where they are. How much interest do you guys have in doing this in other places around the country?
Rick is a guy who has really lofty ideas, right? He wants to go for the furthest star out there. So eventually Rick would like to have this event running simultaneously across the country in as many ranges as he can.
I would just tell you, I literally had that same vision today.
Yeah.
I was thinking, imagine if you did. I would almost do it during Women's History Month, and I would do the same day, and I would do it in places all across the country. The only thing being is that, like you have instructors from all across the country who've come to help out with this.
We have a lady who came in from Seattle just because she believes in what Rick is doing so much. We have a gentleman who came in from Atlanta, another's from Maryland. We had a woman come attend just to participate in this event from New Jersey. She got on a plane, flew in from Jersey, said she had a ball and she's gone now. She was here yesterday.
Yeah.
Who else? We got several people in from Ohio. They mostly drive in because we're right up the road. Well,
Florida?
2-3 hours up the road. We've got people who flew in from Florida. Mind you, all these people are flying in on their own dime. Rick has no money. No. No, but a lot of these people, they are donating their own time, and we're grateful and appreciative. We couldn't do it without them.
You know what? I think that's vitally important. Here's the thing. This is a free event.
Yeah.
Women are coming, and they're coming, and the targets are donated.
Right.
The ammunition is donated.
Yes.
ears are donated, the eyes are donated.
Eyes are donated.
The time is donated. The Rangers donated their time.
Yeah.
And then you've got people, they're getting hats, they're getting gun locks, they're getting all sorts of stuff to get them plugged in. And it is amazing, once again, just the connection. And once again, everyone's doing.
Yeah. It's just an amazing event. It is. We need to clone Rick, and maybe we can get it. Yeah.
We'll work. We're gonna work on it. We're gonna work on that.
Yeah.
Rick with a shave.
Yeah, because the Papa Smurf thing.
Papa Smurf saying ain't working.
Papa Smurf ain't working right
Oh
now.
man, just so you know, when he comes back and asks who told him my Papa Smurf, just know it was me. He's coming to you about.
There we go.
All right, so how do folks find out more about Legally Armed in Detroit and the work that y'all are doing? If they want to either get involved in this next year or the other work that you're doing in Detroit, or if they want to perhaps talk to you about trying to do this where they are.
They can get in contact with Rick Hector, that is ECTOR, on all social media platforms. Like, it's really easy. Rick is probably the easiest person ever to reach. He's everywhere social media wise. You can also reach his website, DetroitCCW.com. What else?
Yeah, that's pretty
I
much.
know you can pause it. Can you give him his phone number?
No, it's not giving.
I'm like, do you want his phone number? Rick doesn't care.
We're not gonna put his phone number out
Okay,
there.
that's what I'm like.
But look for him. It's real. Trust me, he is real easy to find, and he will get back to you if you look for him. If you look for him on social media.
Yeah.
Anyway, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for coming on the program. I want to thank you for all the work that you've done. You know, you've really gone out of your way to make everyone here feel at home and feel comfortable and feel like, to feel like this is the place we're supposed to be.
It really is. They should just come and join us next year. Right?
Yes, next
we'll
year.
We'll be here next year. Come on.
Look for it next year. Y'all got to come out. Y'all have to come out. It is a fun event. Once again, they're always looking for, even if you're not a licensed instructor, we need volunteers, people to help. I mean, it takes a lot to organize 1,500 women.
I have people to volunteer. They're handing out range safety forms. I've got people handing out eyes and ears. I've got one guy who called me and said, look, because I'm the contact person for scheduling and getting people together, right? One guy called me, he says, look, I'm not an instructor, I'm not an RSO. I know a lot about guns, but not a whole lot about guns. He says, but I push a mean broom, I can get shell casings out of you. I'm like, come on.
Come on in. So you guys come on out. Anyway, it's a fantastic event.
Yeah.
Tanisha, thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Once again, thank you for coming on, and thank you for all the work that you do.
I try.
All right, folks. Well, hey, that's going to be it for today's Coffee with Craig. We very much appreciate you tuning in. We appreciate you liking and sharing the program, and telling your friends about the Firearms Policy Coalition. We are the home in the fight for civil rights. Got to use them, or you're going to lose them. You guys take care.
How bad was that?
If you like our videos, follow, subscribe, like, and share.